Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. It is Tuesday and time once more to revisit Korean games in this ongoing series, but unfortunately it is the last Tuesday in February, which means that the series concludes today. Now we're going old school once more and taking a look at a game that, while may no longer be that popular in Korea, I do think it is very interesting, and that is Janggi, or Korean chess. And like all chess games, if you trace the origin of the game back to the source, you find that it goes back to India, where most people feel chess originated from. It then migrated north into China, where locals took the chess variant and combined it with aspects of local games to create Shangqi, or Chinese chess. And this is very interesting because when you look at the similarities between Chinese chess and Korean chess, you find that it's basically the same game. Now, there are a number of differences, but each game uses the same board and the same pieces. So when the game migrated from China to Korea, only a few things were changed. And that's one of the things I really like about Korean chess, is that if you learn how to play the Korean version, you're almost there and can play the Chinese version and vice versa. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the board. As you can see, it is a 9 by 10 board, and there are 16 pieces on the board. There is a red side and a blue side. Unlike Western chess, which uses representations of the pieces, here in Korean chess and in Chinese chess, the names of the pieces are actually written on the pieces themselves. The red side shown here has the pieces laid out in their standard formation, and you can see that the characters used are standard Hanja, or Chinese letters. In fact, this is the traditional Chinese lettering. The blue pieces, or in some cases the green pieces, use a script format that is very representative of what we call simplified Chinese. However, the characters on both sets are the same. After all, since this is at its core a game of chess, many love this game because of its similarities with Western chess. In fact, many of the pieces have an analogous role in Korean and Chinese chess, and I'll go over that in just a second. So here's our Korean chessboard. On the board you can see two of the soldier pieces, and these are analogous to pawns in Western chess. And these pieces can either move one space forward or one space to either side. That's it. You don't really need to worry about the characters on the pieces themselves because there are 5 in the standard game and they can only move from the advancing position. However, there is one special rule with these pieces, and that's when they get to the fortress. And the fortress is this special area at the rear of the board. When a soldier advances to this area, in addition to moving forward or along a sideways line, they can actually move along the diagonal lines of the fortress. So what is special about the fortress? Well, that is where the general resides, which is analogous to the king piece in traditional chess. Now here you can see both sets of characters, so we'll just use the red in this example. And the general can only move one space along the lines in the fortress, and it can never leave the fortress. So it can move here, 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 but it can never, ever leave the fortress.
An additional rule with the generals is that they may never directly face one another. There must always be at least one intervening piece.
Along with the general in the fortress are the advisors, and on both sides of the board, the character is the same. And these pieces move much in the same way as the soldiers do, moving one space only within the fortress walls. So diagonal or horizontal or vertically, and that's it. The next piece is the Chariot, and this is analogous to the rook in Western chess. Now to tell which piece this is on the board, take a look at the characters. In this one, the red piece, it looks as if a person is wearing a hat and riding something, whereas here they look as if they are also riding on a set of wheels with a hat. Just as the rook moves in traditional chess, In Korean chess, the chariot moves the same way. It moves an unlimited number of spaces along a straight line, either vertically or horizontally. The one change to this rule is if the chariot is in the fortress, it has the opportunity to move along the diagonal lines. However, if it's moving along a diagonal line, it can only move within the fortress. The movement must start and end within the fortress. The next piece is the horse, which is analogous to the knight in Western chess. On the blue piece, you can see what appears to be a set of galloping legs down in the lower portion of the character, but more importantly, flowing hair signifying speed. On the red piece, you can almost see the 4 dots here on the character itself, representing the 4 legs of the horse. Just as a knight moves 1 space forward and 1 space diagonally, the horse in Korean chess moves in the same manner. 1 space forward and 1 space diagonally. It also has the option of moving sideways 1 space and then 1 space diagonally. However, one thing should be noted. Horses can be blocked. So in the case of this red horse right here, rather than being able to capture the opponent's horse, it is blocked by this soldier piece. It cannot move forward. This horse is not blocked, so it can move 1 space forward and 1 diagonally. The next piece is the elephant, and while there is no direct correlation to Western chess, think of it as a super knight. On the blue character, you can see the lines down here making the stroke appear to be a trunk, while on the red piece, the strokes in the lower left-hand portion make it appear as if the piece has tusks. The elephant moves by moving forward 1 space and then 2 spaces diagonally, or moving horizontally 1 space and then 2 spaces diagonally. Like the horse, the elephant can also be blocked. In this example, the blue piece is blocked by the red soldier. Therefore, the piece cannot move forward to capture this opposing player. However, the red elephant is not hindered by any piece, can move forward and then diagonally to capture this elephant. However, it should also be noted that when the piece moves horizontally, it can also be obstructed by its own pieces. So in this example, it is blocked horizontally and cannot move along the diagonal because its own piece is there. The final piece of the game is the cannon, which has no relevant correlation to any piece in Western chess. The characters are both very similar, and they look as if they have a weapon riding on top of the piece. So we have the red one and the blue one. The cannon moves in a straight line by hopping over one other piece. There must be an intervening piece in the way. So in this example, here is the blue cannon. Here is the intervening piece, so it can attack the opponent's soldier piece. However, there are 2 special rules with cannons. The first rule of which is that a cannon cannot capture another cannon. So, leaping from here over its own piece to here is considered an illegal move. The second rule also states that it is illegal for a cannon to jump over another cannon. So in this example, it is illegal for the cannon to jump over another cannon. As you can see, learning the pieces and their movements is fairly easy. But when 2 players get together, they have to decide who goes first, and that is very interesting. Typically, there is one player that is elder, or in terms of tournament play, there is one player that is higher ranked. That individual grabs a hold of a soldier token like this one. I have the red token here. They can seal it in their hand, and then the challenging player then chooses a hand. In this case, my left. It is vacant, meaning that the elder player or higher ranked player must play the blue or green set, and the challenger is free to play the red set. They place their pieces on the board, choose whether or not to swap the horses and elephant, and then play the game. Play continues until one player is checkmated or resigns. To learn more about Korean chess, please click the link and surf on over to the Korea blog, the official blog of the Korean government. You can learn a little bit more about its history and some of the strategy behind it. And that'll be it for this series, so I hope you have enjoyed it. I certainly have enjoyed sharing these little gems with you. Until next time, remember to be true to yourself and always be awesome.